sort of bastard and throw the punches and beat a prisoner up. The area that we're in is sort of dominated by joyriders. I can understand the sort of adrenaline, the buzz that they get when they're in that car going 100 miles an hour, whatever. But surely that buzz, it comes from inside your endorphins. You can get that same buzz from boxing, you get that same buzz from acting, from dancing, whatever. I don't think there's a big enough connection between sort of men dancing in clubs and men dancing on stage at the moment. But all the same, you can walk into Barron's or Ritzy's and find sort of men dancing to the grid together, holding hands, running around in circles after they've had a few drinks. I think that's what we'd like to change by the end of the year. No matter whether it's sports, dance, whatever it is, provided you do some sort of training, whether it be running, swimming, dancing, boxing, whatever, you've got a certain amount of fitness there. You've got to be able to do a lot of things in dance that you wouldn't generally do in some sports, such as boxing. Just because all of us in DYNION can take part in a 10-hour rehearsal doesn't necessarily mean that we could go 10 rounds in a boxing ring. But it doesn't necessarily that dance piece. We sort of address the idea of we address the issue of violence and the effect that has on a person. There's another quote which comes to mind, and it's, if one man could hold in his mind throughout the space of one day both the horror of war and the enjoyment of normal life, the tolerance between the two would be. It's sort of about going back to the Germans and the war and marching all these people through Poland, just marching them. It was in winter, they were all chained up and they would just march them away from the camp to hide all the bodies and the evidence until they just dropped dead, and they're marching and marching. I mean, nobody gains anything from that, and even though we're not saying anything, we're still telling that story stronger than ever in medium of dance. When we walk into rehearsals, the dance, no matter what is sort of affecting you outside, you can just sort of forget about that and find the peace and tranquility.